the Seekers are going to be very powerful to deal with. I see the vision, but I just feel like it's too big of a map. At the same time, the timing could be a big issue. I'm now curious more than I am doubting how this is gonna pan out.
Understandable. We've seen Teho being used in practically every single map so far that has been in the pool. So seeing it on Abyss should be extra interesting. But here we go. It is going to be Alter Ego starting on defense, Kimmy Kittens on attack. But this time they're going to be having a bit of an early high-low. If anybody's going to be pushing, that's going to be a no.
Well, I do expect both these teams to have a very methodical approach on these things. A lot of the early fights already being avoided, as you said, but commitment towards A.
Sayu first blood, crazy guy with a double kill very early. And Adrian King just trying his best to equalize the numbers so far, as Styron is gonna get one before he gets the spike down. Now it's a 3v2 hold.
KK, what ideas do they have in mind, and what utility
Cage triggered.
is present for them? The Teho has just one. Very impactful here. It should allow Crazy Guy and Ja to move about. Alter Ego looking to lean on Gotten and Chud, who's clutched this out before.
Gotten crossing the bridge. Already has the smoke activated. Tap on the spike. No one's gonna peek because there's a Teo post plant anyways. Missiles in. Gotten has already exposed his position, but they're still not peeking. Should is forced to let go of the spike as Styron deals the final blow. And Kim and Kittens are gonna take this pistol round for themselves.
I think that's one of the things that we have to take into account. Since this is such a highly contested matchup, we have to be a bit more particular with how we analyze this. And I want to preface that because this exactly. If Gon didn't shoot first, if he was just patient for an extra second, then maybe that could have yielded into more kills. At the same time, I see why he would want to do that. I think there was like a hard confirm on where. But once again, these are so minute. In the grand scheme of things, it could have only boosted their chances. But hey, you take any small percentage, especially in this type of matchup.
Yeah, especially all boiled down into this big 1v1 situation. But Styron now ready for the plant. Smokes just there to protect him. Mission accomplished, and they get the spike down.
You're gonna see Styron still try to set this up. Guided salvo is still very much present. Stealth room being burnt. Shots not landing, but well, they do.
One enemy remaining.
Now they do, and now they're just dropping like dominoes. This Nakia gets a double 30 health. And now it is going to be Ja finishing the job. That was pretty close, but all in all, very overrun by numbers. Kimmy Kittens get a clean 2-0.
Double innie with Teho on Abyss. My brain is working.
Yes.
The same time.
Yes.
Me, yes. No.
Yes.
I like it. At the same time, I don't want to. Like, the Styron is topping the leaderboard with 3. I see the value in the pulse plant as well as the execute. The suppress on the scan. I didn't think they would do that on like a drone type ability, but here we are. I think special delivery is really obnoxious to deal with too, and I think they're looking to leverage that right now.
Wow, the scan just to take advantage of Adrian King trying to escape. That gets denied. They don't fully push the site just yet. They're biding their time. Should has an angle here, spots out the one. Now it's a trade, but guess what? Wayne spots you out first. Now they will try to retreat for just a little bit. With 60 seconds on the clock, there is still quite the time.
Oh yeah, this can feel like an absolute eternity for some of these teams, but Alter Ego holding strong. They know this is supposedly a bonus, so they might have already taken into account that they'd have powerful weapons. The shots that were landing were a little unexpected on their end. The Vandals still leaning towards B, but do they bite on this?
There's only 2 members of Alter Ego inside the site. Armageddon needs 1 kill for Styron to activate that. So we'll see if that will be available. Wayne with a teleport, Shrouded Step. God's gonna peek outside the smoke. Styre gets the kill. Therefore, Armageddon is online. Spike's gonna go down. And that's Sayu already pushing through this. Drone's gonna get activated, caught out of utility. Beautiful kill, but Crazy Guy eliminates the threat. Nakia with a shot. 1v1, 10 HP. What can you do? And that's exactly what Nakia is capable of. And there's a beautiful clutch. Expensive, but they'll take it.
Small price to pay, apparently, for a round that was much needed. Today, we've seen a lot of snowballs come out from a failed conversion on those bonus rounds. And Alter Ego are just looking to avoid that. Blade Storm is available for Nakia, so he does have the option to drop this Vandal for a teammate if he is so inclined to do so. Again, a lot of good timing we've found here by Alter Ego. At the same time, could have they done that cleaner? Yes. Did it happen? No. KK doing their best at making this a very difficult effort for Alter Ego.
Yeah, it's quite the expensive round for sure. Gotten forced into this stinger. But just as you said, Nakia does have that Blade Storm. Maybe not necessarily needed just now, just in this round. Vera does have a shot and an angle, but we'll give that up for now.
How long is now going to be, though? Alter Ego playing really patient. Gone. Really one of the worst maps to have a stinger on, and well, except with a few positions in mind. But right now, KK, they're not overcomplicating things. They feel like this is where the defense is going to be the leanest. Therefore, this is where they want to commit. I don't think they heard the drop, though, so they're gonna think there's only 2 people here.
Yeah, exactly. Nakia already towards the bridge, but Wayne is just too fast on the trigger. Sayu now forced to back away and respect that, but meanwhile, there's a lurk coming from KK. Fears the double peek. Styron, Crazy Guy, rather, having another kill at this. Ja having the right idea, and the lurk is able to really deal a lot of hurt in the positioning. And Adrian King, the only one left against 4.
Put on the crown and claim your kingdom. That's the first frag on the board for him. Time is winding down, Riku, and you already see Crazy Guy position himself for a potential Hunter's Fury denial here. Really smart stuff by KK and really disciplined approach, but does look like this isn't going to be a round that Adrian King is going to play around with.
Yeah, you've been trying to search if ever it is a save call for the side of Adrian King. But won't be able to find anything really all the way back to spawn. But really nicely done by Kimmy Kittens there on that round.
So clean. This is what we've come to expect from our current reigning champions. Alter Ego looking to usurp the throne and possibly install themselves onto that position. But so far, they haven't found any obvious weaknesses on the side of KK, especially on a map where KK should not be super good on.
Yeah, that's true, right? They've basically dodged Abyss for the entirety of the group stage, except for their first ever match against the Mongols, which is their first ever loss. It was an 8-13 finish. It was close, but not quite. So looking at them now, at the very start, this is a good sign for Kimmy Kittens.
Signs everywhere. And it does look like KK wants to abide by the natural order. Alter Ego, though, looks to go against the grain. Wants to take a few rounds for themselves. Gon's already taken a bit of chip damage here. KK has no way to confirm that, but they have to make something happen here. Otherwise, it's going to be yet another precarious slope that they could subject themselves to. I mean, this is the snowball that they were hoping to avoid, but it's happening anyway.
But their instincts, the hesitation to stay at A, just play retake. Well, Nakia is there anyway, so they do have information. Now they know. Here comes the salvo, and Styron gets a shot at Sagat, and Vera with a double follow-up as well. And things are just falling apart. Slowly but surely. Alter Ego onto Eco. So no trades just whatsoever. There is the Blade Storm activated, so hopefully Nakia is able to get at least one kill to get some minimal value off of this activation. But no one's budging here, Raph. They are just gonna hold their ground. Very patient stuff. Veron towards the side here. Gets that headshot. Takes one down. 72 health. Still able to get one before he falls. So they're gonna take that. But Kimmykin's still in a very good lead.
Attacking side Abyss. Pretty difficult to deal with. Especially with the lesser weapons that Alter Ego had to try to make the most out of. They did have one Vandal, but again, it just felt so difficult when they weren't really supporting it or really trying to make space for Adrian King. Now, it is a gun round. There are a lot of things that they probably talked about. I'm surprised they haven't burned a timeout just yet. It's 4-1.
That's true. And they have a lot of ults available. So we'll have to see. Maybe it's the 5-1.
Wayne. Wow. This is so risky. I can't believe they're risking a really high impact agent just for that walk up.
Yeah. Quite the tough scenario, and now this is another different set play as Armageddon now being utilized as Vera enters the fray. Wayne, though, with an angle, catching, gotten out of utility, but nonetheless, they still take this. Nakia with another shot. Vera with a trade. Crazy Guy equalizing this set as Adrian King tries to find a target for himself, but it is going to be down to a 2v2, a 1v2 at that. All up to Ja to recover this round. Spike is so far away. That's going to be a long walk from him outside of vents. But this is the element of surprise that Ja could possibly take advantage of. Do they know that a tower is a possibility? There is Sayu spotting him out.
Sayu!
85 HP. Still nothing. Just grazed, but Adrian King finds the target nonetheless. An Alter Ego breaks the momentum of KK.
I was a little worried there. It looked like they were willing to give up the 1v1s with full confidence, and Ja's not really the type of person you want to go against in those clutch situations. But Alter Ego, they get behind their Hunter's Fury there and make the most out of it. Sayu looking a little shaky in that fight, but still Adrian King to receive and catch the assist. I'm glad that Alter Ego actually come out on top when it comes to the ultimate economy here. They still have that null command, which is so important on these retakes. The question is, are they going to pocket Adrian King and maybe keep him safe just so they can use it for the situation that calls for it?
Feels like it. They're pulling back in positioning. It's going to be a different set play here for Kimmykins. They get the one, but Crazy Guy again quick to the trade. Styron follows up as well. And now there you go. There is that null command available for this retake.
This is exactly the situation that they want to be in, but there's still one more obstacle with Wayne dead center of the map. Could be the one to actually make this a bit more awkward for the Alter Ego retake, and maybe could find his first victim.
Exactly. Oh, actually spots out that big fadeaway. Just 5 chip damage is going to be... Wayne's going to be happy about that one. Just denying the trade and turning the smoke. Does Adrian King know? He has an inkling. He's going to drop a molly and repositions. And that is able... That enables Wayne to circle around and get that frag. Gotten now is forced to push as well. There's just a lot to worry about as Styron gets another frag. And there you go. Kimmykins recover from the previous round and they take this one.
Imagine a world where that null command would have to force KK into these fights that they wouldn't want to. I really like how Wade inserted himself towards mid and even got a freebie on the walking up Nakia. And KK right now, individually, they're all performing really well. They've been finding the volume when they've had to. Alter Ego, though, it does feel like this larger map is giving them a little bit more trouble. They usually like for more secure information, which explains a lot of the gotten walk-ups. But at the same time, this is just not a map where you can have eyes everywhere 100% of the time.
Yeah, it's just that big of a map. Oh, here comes the dash now activated. Cloud Burst just to initially get space. Just a lot of coverage from Vera as Nakia and Gun are gonna get a frag. Crazy Guy trying to recover.
What?
But this area is just sprawling of members as Ja makes it in, gets a double, makes this round incredibly doable for KK.
That's ridiculous. Alter Ego, though, they have the choice of picking up those weapons and maybe making this fight a bit more unfair. They opt to stay with the pistols. And Ja trying to cook here. Trying to get this clutch on the board for himself. And Alter Ego, still no rifles.
Do they circle around? Looks like no. Ja will decide to stick into backside instead. Now they have
wonderful.
an inkling. There is that neural theft available. Now the scan's gonna come in. Now they know where Ja is. How does he isolate these fights? He knows where the one is. Doesn't know where the second's gonna be coming from. And that's gonna be Adrian King on top of the box. Now it's 1v1 situation. 86 health with that crouch shot from Shud. Beautiful clutch. And Alter Ego takes this round.
See a little smile on Judd's face there. Elated by his crab peak. Peak evolution, apparently.
It'll be hard.
Ah, that was so risky, though. Again, I feel like Alter Ego, when it comes to like these small player habits, they're so willing to take these 1v1s, which is not necessarily a bad thing because that just means you're more used to like a wide configuration where you're not really setting up your team for trades all the time, but just having like, you know, 1-3-1s or 1-1-1-1s depending on how the map is. At the same time, you're kind of running the risk of getting clicked on the head like that. Kimmikins, they have to collect themselves here. They are unhappy that the round lead is slowly getting cut down.
Yeah, even though it is a 5-3 scoreline, I feel like that round possibly could have called for a timeout. It felt like it was a round that was, you know, a Kimmy Kitten round. But at the end of the day, you know, they definitely want to stabilize here and secure and keep securing this lead. And so far, so good for Alter Ego as well. That was a thrifty, and that's a really good sign for them despite being behind.
Surprise, surprise. I think Kimmikins just really wanted to play the brute force game there, and they were heavily punished for it. If we have to take a look back at our full sense game, the biggest takeaway was to just play with discipline all the time, and it would work out. They had a monstrous lead. They had a lot of weapon advantages, but they just played by the book. And honestly, even with that simple type of play, it is going to do so much for a team. Not saying KK is not doing that, but that round in particular looked a little disjointed.
Yeah, and maybe even the start for Alter Ego to pick things up with that first blood against Ja. No controller. But at least they still have Wayne. Vera, though, able to take down that scan. I guess not. Crazy Guy. He's trying to scout things out here. With this big -1 without Ja, this round could be very difficult. Shud has the right idea. Sees the shoulder. And is going to back away and respect that. Nakia sees the muzzle of the gun. Will decide to just back away and respect that. Shud says, nope, no respect. I'm just going to peek this, and this is going to work out.
Still a lot more duels trying to break out here. Kimmikins looking to salvage the situation, but Alter Ego is putting a lid on their hopes and dreams. Crazy Guy, El Capitan, looking for maybe a few exit frags just to make this doable, but with a crossfire, or rather an angle ready by Shud. No hope for that, and now it is looking a bit better for Alter Ego. KK seems to be stuck in a bit of a doldrum.
Yeah, that operator opening frag did so much, and Shud with mid-round multi-frag from his end. It's just really scary to think about. The neural theft was available on that 1v2 situation against Ja. After 2 kills, that's going to be another neural theft available for him. Blade Storm available for Nakia as well, so that's huge for his operator play on this round as well.
Oh, Nakia has another great idea on his mind. All it takes is just a little bit of execution. I don't think they know Gons on this too, so that double up could secure this round for Alter Ego. drone is gonna spot one out though. But once again, they're just really not gonna expect this Astra.
Need that back.
Yeah, we've seen this before, and there's the tripwire taking advantage. Doesn't get the second though, as Tyron able to get gotten down. Now, Nakia still has a good angle onto this, into the cross, but doesn't even tag at all. Now forced out of there.
Oh my
Still
gosh.
inside the cloudburst, by the way, as Wade aggressively pushes that angle. And now on towards stairs, should inside the smoke. And here comes the flash, the coordinated plays. The scan is still there. Styron the only one left. Adrian King is going to push, and that is going to be a great retake for Alter Ego.
Looking better as the rounds go by. They're getting the data they need and they're acting upon it. KK seems like they're the ones that have to go back onto the drawing board. They seem to be trying to leverage like the independence that Jot does bring to the table here, because he does play a bit of an autonomous role with that Astra and Wade doubling up with that Omen. At the same time, it does kind of make them vulnerable too for these 4v5s if he does get caught out. Now, with all these ults though, Rico, I am fairly certain that there should be some sort of execute happening this round.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a lot of post-plant prowess for the side of KK, but also a lot of space that can be taken with, you know, the Cosmic Divide now available. Feels like the set play is going to fall under the A site, but we'll have to see.
Well, we're definitely looking, and KK, they are going 5 strong towards A. Gets rid of the trap. Nakia, all up to him again to be the doorstop.
But the gravity well and everything else is just... Oh, what? Vera? With the fast reactions, you'd think that that was going to be it, but it's a no. A little bit of a plot twist there. Vera's not gonna stop, not gonna leave his post, and the scan is there for pressure.
How many ultimates was that? 2. Hunter's Fury plus Armageddon. Very popular combo. Now Alter Ego, they will have to resign this round. And we'll try and work with these 2 rifles. They do have 2 big drops. I like this decision. They're not forcing the eco here. They want to be as compact as possible, or as cohesive as possible in the upcoming 2 rounds, just so they can maybe get an op. Look at Shud in the perfect position, but still gets snuffed out by Crazy Guy. And Adrian King is going to be too far for them to deal with. They would have loved to have Chud have that extra rifle though, because I think right now he's the most loaded when it comes to credits. That should have been the op. They will still get it regardless. Yeah.
Yeah, it all started
That's
here. We
wild.
thought that Nakia was able to get a first pick, but because Vera was able to survive for such a prolonged amount of time from CT, it was very difficult to sort of push and retake. But we're going to be seeing a bit of a tech pause here.
First of the evening, actually.
Yeah, true.
Slipped my mind. The first
Same.
of what? 3 days. Normally,
True,
kinda
you have
look
been
out for these
you've been
things.
casting the playoffs from the very beginning. Yeah.
Had a day off yesterday, and now we're back. And first tactical pause, and I believe like in my last 2 days at least.
Yeah,
Rico,
true.
how have you been?
Great. Great. How about you?
you
We're
know.
talking as if we didn't talk before the broadcast.
Yeah, usual. Working on VCT, watching the teams duke it out, and occasional tech pause. Again, very thankful that things have been going really smoothly in these last few days.
Yeah, true. That's to the point that we've forgotten the existence of the word technical pause.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, we're back in the game. The timer is moving. And 15 seconds left before this round proceeds. But just as you said, let's get back to the game. And it is the operator in the hands of Nakia for this next round.
It does feel like a lot of those angles have been locked out just because Nakia has been so commanding with that sniper rifle. At the same time, there's not really a lot of flashes that KK can work with, so it makes him even more prone to that. Vera already preemptively dashing just so he avoids that, but Sayu has a different plan.
Vera, though, constantly being that big counter, just trying to eat a lot of these damages and eventually falls in battle. Gotten with the kill. And now without their duelist, guess what? The spike's all the way out towards B.
Cover going out.
Perfect timing here by KK to reassess and readjust, but Nakia looks to play the spoiled sport. He gets one, but he gets traded out immediately.
Crazy Guy has an angle here off of the flank and destroys Gotten. Now it's a 2v3. Shed's gonna come from tower alongside the buddy system with Adrian, but they don't know where the other player is. There is one on the spike itself. Wayne could do a bit of a jump scare here, and very beautiful job by Wayne. That's a triple. We're at the second. Welcome back, everybody, at the second half of our first map of our second series. There's a lot of numbers, but what matters is that Kimmikins is in the lead 7-5 over here, and now here comes the swap. They're going to be on defense this time.
Both teams definitely taking their time here. I mean, everything feels like it's been really, really measured, especially with how they want to take the sites, but now Alter Ego want to put a spin on this attacking side. Certainly, KK was the one to establish the lurks and flanks a bit more aggressively. But now they're the ones to address it. Double controller. They might have to be a bit more proactive with this setup, considering they don't have a sentinel on their end. Alter Ego look to find those gaps.
Yeah, especially mid feels like a point of contention for a lurk later on. But here comes the, well, soft execute, if you will, as the dashes are activated. The mollies, the lineups, every single one. And Vera gets that big first blood. There's the retaliation as Wayne gets a double as well. 3v2 situation. Spike is not planted just yet as Vera gets a beautiful headshot onto Adrian. Now the only one left is the lurker. Should in a 1v3 scenario.
30 seconds left.
Feels like we say that like every so often. It's always Chud in such a dangerous spot. Granted, the man is absolutely ice cold. He's looking for whoever he can click, but he does get spotted out by Crazy Guy. His movement's gonna be all but limited here.
I have retrieved the spike.
At least the plant's gonna go down, right?
True. Another lineup's gonna come right in, but there is that big threat that the push might happen. So the plant is gonna be forgone. Pharaoh with a triple. Good opening round for Kimmikins.
I got things to do.
I thought for sure he could have gone to plant there and maybe just boost their credits just a little bit higher, but just a little worried about the response alongside that dart. Bit of a mess here towards that B site, but KK is still maintaining pretty good numbers advantage here. Does look like they're more interested in putting a lot of their members towards A. I wouldn't be surprised if they're gonna throw out their Sova utility now just so they can get that early confirm. But with the 0 point being thrown out, there should be an educated guess where the majority of Alter Ego are.
Yeah, Nakia pretty much shipped down to 36 HP. Not the best, HP opener here for the round.
Spike dropped.
I like that both teams are playing really low risk. It's just really been coming down to the fight within the site itself, or a point of interest. A really important one, but again, it's been pretty similar. Most openers are just really chill. Everybody's gathering their info, maybe throwing out a few pieces of chip damage here and there, up until the big commit.
Yeah, this is, again, very important playoffs. Circuit points at stake here. You want to, of course, beat the champions, get that edge throughout the entirety of the season. But here comes the execute, the bounce onto the gravity well. Nakia is just gonna casually walk across it. What a flick onto Ja. 1 HP, still very impressive. But Crazy Guy just mowing them down with a Spectre. Sayu finally gets the trade off, but a little bit too late as they're already pretty much damaged. Vera with an outlaw kill as well. Repositions, finds the last one. And KK just...
He's mashing on it.
That's pretty cool.
Wow, very nonchalant.
I know.
That's high.
Defeated.
But
Crazy guy. Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
I don't know. The mashing motion is just so funny to me. He's trying to break the thing.
Break the device.
Little hello from our Tactibear buddy here, but yeah, I'd say it was just business as usual. But we'll have to once again highlight that this is yet another bonus round that Alter Ego wanna avoid, and that's a good opener.
That's definitely something Alter Ego really needs in this round to deny the double digits for KK to cross. Sayu already here to help assist. But it feels like it's the same story. You know, Nakia already pretty much chunked to 30 health again.
Yeah. That for a frag, I think is well worth it. But at the same time, the more information they gather on how KK tends to hold on these sites would be worth its weight in gold.
Wow, but Ja, what a spray down! Even going inside the smoke gets 3 big value off of that push. And things after all of that, getting first blood immediately. Things aren't going the way Alter Ego wants it to go. And now the plant isn't even there. They have to worry about a flank as well. And a recon dart sending
30 seconds
information to Wayne on towards
Knife
this
him.
flank as well. Very tempting indeed. But the last shot's gonna work out. That's double digits already for Kimmy Kittens.
This is the time where KK would go for a really aggressive play here. Alter Ego, I'm pretty sure they were aware of this potential play exactly. But these last, like, what, 5 rounds have just been so safe that going for that hard read at that point in time may have been just a straight up gamble. But hey, maybe the signs were on the wall. They're going to have cheaper weapons. They have pretty much a round of allowance. That's why it's called the bonus. But like I said, it's easier to say these things when we have all the information available.
Yeah, it's again, it's just the initial frag felt really good for Alter Ego. One of the best starts. But after a while, your duelists, once they enter the site and try to take space, it's just quite a vulnerable target. They're already ready. Again, Ja just did so well in that risky play. It just really paid off. A main feels like just, I don't know. It just feels like it's their avenue, their strong zone, if you will, for Kimmy Kittens.
Alter Ego seems to be a bit stubborn too. I feel like a lot of their success early on was when they could successfully divide this KK squad. When they could pull a bit of attention towards mid. Because if you've noticed, KK just have their undivided attention towards the mains. They get that early info with either a recon or whatever they want to expend, and then they just kind of move about their business. And it's because of this very reason. It's been a heavy push towards the side, but now Vera finds first blood towards Nakia.
Whoa! Those are clean outlaw shots back to back for Vera.
Locating targets.
And once more, Styron with the drone, trying to spot out if there's anything left. And yes, that's a yes. With Adrian now down to 3 HP. They don't have the guns, only a bunch of sheriffs, hoping for some headshot. If Should is still there, or has repositioned. But guess what? Kills everywhere. Clean round. Now almost match point for Kimmy Kittens here.
You hate to see it happen sometimes. They're like, oh yeah, that's clear. And then the walk-up happens. But it didn't hurt the effectiveness of that round. I feel like there could have been a bit more pressure if the guns were a bit better. And Alter Ego testing the waters. I don't know if I'm a fan with doing new strats on ecos because it's just giving more of a tell for your opponent. I feel like you kind of use that eco round as an info round where like, I wonder if they're gonna hold it this way. At the same time, maybe that's exactly what they were doing, but Vera again. Oh.
They were mixing things up a bit. The element of surprise is able to take one, but good thing they were ready for the second, as it is going to be just a trade.
What else can they barter aside from real estate? It's Sayu and Vera, the first few victims of this exchange. And Nakia looking to bargain a little bit more. So far, no takers on the market on this defense. And again, Rico, look at this confidence by KK to just send one of the more impactful players towards the site that would be suspected of an attack. And again, they get their read correct.
Yeah, Wayne and Styron already there, so they hear this. They have information. You hear the movement. Wayne ready for the swing, even with a paranoia to slow things down. Already looking at backside, but Styron is alongside with him for the possible trade, but Gon denies that play, even gets to a higher ground. Cosmic Divide now activated just to stall this one out. Crazy Guy, -1. Now it's still incredibly doable. Gon is gonna play with the fire here, wrap around, knows where they're gonna be coming from. His Crazy Guy peeks out a window. Here comes the backstab. Doesn't hear a thing. Now he does. There's the drop. Adrian King finds the kill. Giant into a 1v1 situation. He's played these games before and sees the one, jumps out of the tail, and the gravity well is gonna pull him in towards the center. Now it's half. He's gonna try to be stubborn. Now he's half HP, but the pre-fire onto the smoke is gonna finish the job. And Alter Ego is able to deny match point just for a little bit.
A lifeline here. Perhaps another beat around their chest. We'll keep it a little bit more realistic to coming back on this map. But again, a few sharp shots on Gon here to make this doable. But I gotta say, Riku, it feels like we are somewhat hinging on individual performance. I'm sure there's a lot more strats here, but Abyss is also like, oh, hey, let's default forever.
Has been a play. Oh, Vera has not made this play before, at least in this round.
Wow!
And surprise. Instead, it is Nakia able to make things work now. They have control of the site. They just need to clear tower. Should prepared for the lurk. Crazy Guy down to 42. Now, Nakia again with another surprise climb to the top. Able to get a frag is rewarded. Should is ready for this as well. Here's Ja trying to run, and things are just falling down like flies on the side of Kimmy Kittens. And just like that, back to back, Alter Ego does a flawless 2 rounds.
I understand it now. Alter Ego just like lets it rip, gets 2 very convincing rounds back to back. Vera got destroyed. I thought for sure that should have been at least like an attempt at the shot and maybe like a risky fallback, but Nakia just decided to turn it up to 11, and this is a very warranted timeout. Granted, Kimmy Kittens have been very good out of the timeout. I expect them to fully adjust here and maybe finish the job, because it'd be truly unfortunate for them to squander a gigantic lead. At the same time, Alter Ego, very good at keeping calm and keeping stable, especially from playing from behind.
Yeah, exactly right. They don't want the same thing to happen again. They've locked out Abyss for the entirety of the group stage. We're talking about at least, what, half a month worth of no Abyss. We've only done it once, at least on the group stages against the Mongols. First series. Let's just not go back to it. Maybe we'll run it back over here on towards the playoffs. We've seen a lot of improvements from Kimmy Kittens on this map, but you can tell that they want to ensure, and they're trying any single chance that they think that this map might slip away, they want to call for that timeout. They want to really secure this lead.
I feel like that's also a skill that some teams don't really utilize, and that's just like pausing at the right moments, because sometimes you kind of don't want to pause when momentum is in your favor, or if you're already down too many rounds and you're stuck in like an almost impossible situation. At the same time, it does take some time to develop when you should do that. But before that, Ja gets 1.
Already ready for the dash towards the platform. Just still in the middle of it all. It's like a zombie horror movie. And Shud coming from that backstab, able to take down on this prolonged trade. Now they still try to exit. There's still 2 members inside the site, but no plant just yet. They don't feel safe. Godden towards the side. Crazy Guy gets an elimination, but Adrian King and Godden are tag teaming across this site. Now things, in a blink of an eye, just fell apart for the side of Kimmy Kittens.
I just don't think Vera can test this. I mean, he has to hide himself away and ensure the operator survives for yet another round. At the same time, Alter Ego, I don't think they know that there is an up again. Great flood, though. I mean, Ja did draw first blood. Like you said, it did look like it was going to be a bloody affair. And it was. He saw the barrel, though, but that made him tunnel vision just a little bit. This round is going to play out as we see the rest of Alter Ego attempt to hunt the far moved Vera.
Yeah, that it's Ja pretty much stuck in his own little island there, but after the smoke expires, it's going to break that silence. But Alter Ego's going to be happy about that one. Kimmy Kittens, after that timeout, unable to send it to match point. But just as you said, they're still able to keep the operator and a Cosmic Divide on Ja's hands.
Blade Storm available for Nakia, so he is going to save that for a rainy day. Chud does have the Neural Theft available. It does feel like, though, that there are times where we were emphasizing the Lurk matchup. It just hasn't really come into play here. Maybe this round, though, because they are sending a lone Cypher towards mid. Does he know that Vera is peering down those sightlines with the operator, at least for that very moment? No. Alter Ego gearing up for a B hit.
So smoked up! Vera, though, deals first blood and destroys the duelist of Alter Ego. Now it's a -1. But guess what? They're on their way to A, and I don't think Styron's gonna move at all.
Still so patient. Value on this could be insane, though, if they cross the safety of this box.
Ooh! And safety has been crossed. Adrian now pushing through stairs. Now they're worried that the push is imminent. As Adrian King still will be incredibly patient on this one, waiting for the spike to go down. That will signal Styron to move to A as well. It's going to be a full 5-man retake here. And it's going to be no flanks whatsoever. Let's see. Here comes Paranoia kicking in. Doesn't get to Sayu, but Wayne and Adrian King are going to trade off of each other. Guess what? Surprise! Sayu's inside the smoke, and you're going to get jump scared. Starting trying his best, but Shit's going to knock them all dead. And Alter Ego slowly catching up.
My. An inspired effort to crawl back despite really nasty swing of events at the beginning of the half. We could take a look at that round and how KK just could not get past that choke. Alter Ego, the moment that they had their sights set towards, I believe, B main or B link, they just didn't let go of it. Heaven didn't seem like it was a problem. They had a few players posting up. Now the bigger issue is Alter Ego have not used any of their ults to take all the space. Hunter's Fury is going to be available. Adrian King, it wouldn't be too far off to say that his ultimate is going to be up online soon. Just needs one more kill at this point. KK maybe scratching their heads just a little bit. They're one more away from an eco round.
Yeah, they've been stuck and nailed into 11. Ja finds first blood, though. That's going to be important against Sayu as they now move their way over to B, but KK is just as fast.
No initiator here, though, to give themselves that extra layer. KK doing the best they can.
Absolutely, Vera again trying to get that collab, dashes in, is going to get flash, but Cloudburst into safety, and now they have the buddy system. Surprises, Vera gets a triple. Now, it's the only lone should left. Doable against 2, but with a double swing coming from the side of KK, it's going to be very difficult. 4K for Vera, match point for KK.
A lot of numbers there.
True.
Yes. That's all I'm going to say, but one more is probably the most important. 2 words for both these teams. Alter Ego, they want one more to survive. KK, they need one more to just put this map to bed. And as we can see, Alter Ego still very much focused, still very much in this. They don't look too worried about Abyss. Very intently have they been clawing back up. I'm glad that you brought that up. But right now, it does look like KK are ready to show yet another layer of play just to once again secure this map. It is still going to be a really long series. I'm gonna go check the map veto. It is Abyss into Haven into Bind. So a lot of default heavy maps here, Rico.
Yeah, it's definitely a fan favorite for a lot of these teams, to the point that we have a bit of a mirror map veto for today. For today only, at least, as we've seen Fracture yesterday. But here we go. Timeout. That's the first timeout of Alter Ego. So far, the timeouts, I feel like, came from Kimmy Kittens, at least for the first map. It has been incredibly close, but they do have a lot of ultimates here, Raph. Let's see how they use it to keep surviving in this map.
Well, they definitely have to cash it out. They have a lot of... aside from ultimates, they still have a lot of money. I'm surprised they didn't go for the op here. Maybe just to play with the range. Because Nokia is not a bad offer at all. But again, they want to play this fast.
There's the scan, but into the Colad as well. Hunter's Fury to create some chaos. And Wayne is going to get taken down by the Hunter's Fury. Now, 4v3 situation. Alter Ego has the lead here in terms of numbers.
Spike planted.
Revealing area.
Still can't count KK out. They've been in worse positions and have managed to steal it away with sheer willpower. Cosmic Divide expended here. Alter Ego, what do they do next?
Crazy Guy gets a kill into Gotten, but Surprise Shit is just hugging the walls of the Cosmic Divide. Jut trying to time this perfectly, but the flash is not going to work out. Now all up to Jut to clutch this one out. The spray is not going to work, and Alter Ego still holds on to this map.
Do we have an overtime in the making? Because it seems like it could be the case.
It's very possible. Knowing,
I mean,
yeah.
I was about to say knowing Alter Ego. Yeah, they can.
Knowing Alter Ego, knowing how Kimmy Kittens has dodged Abyss for the entirety of the group stage except for that first series. So it feels like it's going towards that direction, especially it's a full eco onto KK.
This is doable, but we've seen a lot of these rounds kind of slip away just because of sheer hubris. Yes, the weapons are not as volatile, but remember, it's only a few clicks to the head and could be over. Gon has no support here. Do they hear the step? I think Vera has an idea. Oh!
A little bit of a horror movie, able to climb up on top a window. Just waiting for someone or Gotten to try to push, but I like this. The respect is there, and they're both gonna back away.
Again, the problem with KK's comp is that there's just so many angles that they have to actively think about just because they don't have that passive info. And maybe this could be one of those rounds where it could fall into disaster if one Hunter's Fury lands.
There it is. That's what you were talking about. Adrian King is no more. Wayne with a fake shrouded step just to make a lot of noise, and a lot of utility now being expended as well. Nakia's thinking about it. Maybe a dash, fly in and transfer to the other side could be the play, but he has no information. Not at all.
His Blade Storm's well worth it if it keeps them in the game, right?
There it is, into the Cosmic Divide as well. Beautiful stuff by Nakia towards the bridge. They're unable to hear a single thing. Sayu tries to trade as well. 2v3 situation. Crazy Guy with the Guardian. Good scan, but you can't do anything much with it. They're trying to cross towards A main. Crazy Guy unable to dissipate or try to ruin that retreat. But Vera still full HP. They're pretty much surrounded. Finds the headshot. There's only 2 left. 1v2 situation. Vera, can you do it? No. And Alter Ego's trying to push this to overtime.
If anything, that was such a good eco by KK, though. They forced all those ults out, and maybe they've set themselves up for some success. It looks so dangerous losing Adrian King like that, and it forced the hand of Nakia to burn the Blade Storm. They're also giving them more of a threat to worry about. But like I said, Riku, Styron is close to the Armageddon. If they can take an orb away or maybe set up a kill for him, then Alter Ego might have a hard time climbing out of this one. They don't necessarily have any oppressive pieces of utility, especially when Nakia gets chipped. Again, how many times have we seen that? Walks up towards A, gets damaged.
Many a times already. Alter Ego, though, that's not going to stop Nakia at all from entering the site. Needs to find that one pick, the very big important one pick. But guess what? The double swing. Well, someone's going to be on top. That's going to be Sayu to take advantage amongst the chaos. And will you look at that? This is looking to be a possible overtime, unless Vera has something to say about it. And Wayne as well. They want to deny this. They want to end it here and now. Wayne coming from tower. Going to rejoin Vera. They have a bit of time. Dash expires. Sayu's thinking about it, but retracts the decision to peek. But if he does, that's going to be two people that's going to meet eye to eye with him. Sayu has an off angle. The jiggle peek is there. The cloud burst as well. And now they're going to go the buddy system. And it's a 1v2 situation. Sayu's ready for it. And we're going to overtime.
But they had smokes and everything.
Switching sides.
I feel like there could have been
Overtime.
something else they could have done with that. But they are willing to fight it out at the end of regulation. A big round of applause for Alter Ego to really fight their way back here. Hopefully KK isn't melting down. But we also have to consider this is Alter Ego's map pick.
Yeah, true. It also feels like, you know, Kimmy Kittens, before they even look towards the grand finals, it does feel like they really need to... Abyss feels like a big obstacle in their way when we look towards that big BO5. So, you know, if Kimmy Kitten's able to take this one down off of the list, I guess there's less to worry about once the grand finals come. But Alter Ego takes this. They look really good in that comeback. And it all starts with this flash. Crazy guy with a shot. And it's just a rumble in the jungle. And it's all down in an instant. 2v3.
Very quick response there by both sides. However, Alter Ego are going to be down one man. Or rather, down one man in this situation. They have an operator too, so that's going to be a bit more difficult. A whiff and a half by Ja. Sayu makes this possible.
Absolutely, with 30 HP, with a scan as well. Able to dodge out the shock dart, but able to get maybe a bit of chip damage.
No more
Now,
charges
should, with an operator only in the hands, it's just going to be a difficult clutch. Holds the trigger,
Oh, no.
gets droned out. Now has no choice but to pull out the shorty. Crazy guy ends this with a triple kill, and Kimmy Kittens takes the lead in this overtime.
Switching sides. Match
Oh,
point.
that was just really difficult to call there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like you said, there was a bit of a scuffle, especially in aiming. Sometimes you just gotta get the gloves off and start throwing hands. That's exactly what happened. I like the operator pickup here, but let's stop looking at the macro side of things and look at the frags. I believe it's 26 on fair, 26 to 19, so the Jets are out to play. First timeout of overtime being spent here by Kimmy Kittens. And despite winning, they really want to just land the final blow here onto Alter Ego. They don't want to give them another chance to breathe and maybe recover from that first round.
Yeah, it's going to be such a big deal if they're able to overcome Abyss for sure, especially in a map pick of Alter Ego. It does feel like you can really tell that were so many rounds that they identified that it's supposed to go over to them. And that's the reason why they have the most timeouts in this map. They, despite being in the lead, they really want to, you know, cut the root of the problem immediately once they spot things out. So this is really nice coming from the side of Kimmy Kittens, especially they're in the lead. Now they have the operator.
Don't know if Alter Ego have enough to fight back from this. There were a lot of hard calls in that previous attacking side. But right now, it does look like they want to scale up towards mid. Crazy guy gets tagged up and will be armorless for the duration of this round. AK, how do they respond? Everything still seems to be quite static on their end.
There is Vera, who has been phenomenal in this entire map already with the operator. Do they try to drone this out? That's going to be a yes. It's going to get spotted. Nobody would dare to peek, but it's flushed out of position, now forced away. Nakia has a prime area position here, but Vera still is able to get the shot, anticipating the player from the top, but Crazy Guy's ready. But Nakia with a double, gonna shut things down. Now it's all even. And then get the plant and the rotate is on the way.
Question is, can they stop this in transit? Time is ticking for KK, and obviously the retakes have been a point of failure that they should have addressed in those timeouts. They do have a lot more utility, but once again, a sneaking Jet could throw the wrench in their plans.
Absolutely. Nokia with the Blade Storm as well. Already trying to jiggle one knife left. Gets the important headshot with the reset on the Blade Storm. And they get an ace to boot. They're still hanging on. It's still even.
My goodness, Nokia refuses to let go of this map, and this could go even further. 25 on him, 27 on the opposition, or I could have gotten that mixed. But any case, it's a lot of volume, a lot of impact from our duelist here. Can't beat a classic, apparently. I believe that's the first ace of the day, right? It was all 4Ks.
Every time it felt like it was about to be very close to an ace, but is denied. And what a way for an ace as well on overtime. This is a different strategy for Alter Ego here. Just trying to push aggressively onto mid. This gives room for KK to push right into A, but they might be surrounded if they're not careful.
They could be. I mean, it's been a quick execute. Gone again, taking a lot of damage here. They're trying to set themselves up for a clean retake, but Ja could replicate the success that Naki had. He wants
That's
those
true.
flanks. He wants those frags.
Oh, they do check, but it's only going to be one. They're trying to do their due diligence here. Now it is complete entrapment. There is still one by the corner. That's going to be Crazy Guy. The crosshair is at the ready on towards the head. Here comes the crouch from Sayu. They get a headshot. 3v2 now. All up to them to try and lead this round up. Now, they get the top of the spike. Wave's gonna peek, removes the diffuser out of the equation, and now Shoot falls down, and KK once again takes this attacking round.
Switching sides.
Oh man, this is going the distance as much as it can. And like I said, right, the later the game goes, the more angles
One enemy remains.
present itself to the opposition, to really both these teams. And it does get messier. It does kind of devolve into just a throw of hands. Right now, I'm out on the side of Alter Ego, having maybe a few choice words for that Rocky defense.
You can really see how much is at stake with... I think we've seen 5 timeouts already for this entirety of this map. You really see what's at stake. This is just the first map. Even though there's a lower bracket, whoever loses this series will have to go up against Z11. Again, we talked about the circuit points being so important to get ahead from split 1 to split 3, basically. So this really truly means a lot for the teams. Especially, it's just so close. It's anyone's game at this point.
You said it. Right now, they're leaning on a lot of star power just to keep things going, to really open up the sights and just opportunities for the team in general. Nokia with 25. Looking to get more volume to his name. He said Riku. Alter Ego, they're not here to mess about. They know there's no hard stop, but it's Vera with a op to draw first bolt on Adrian King.
Every single time, especially on the operator, Vera delivers. Now, might even find the second, but a good cross just to scout out where Vera is going to be. Naki is able to escape at least. Now, it doesn't stop. They're trading utilities here. They're going to try to push. Gon finds Vera as well. They really have a good hold onto this site. Gravity well to slow things down. Crazy Guy unable to find any more angles. Smoke is there as well. Firing blindly on towards the right. But guess what? Alter Ego has you surrounded and you're unable to cross this bridge. This is an impenetrable wall. They're going to push right through, and a shotty to the face as Nakia ends this round.
Switching
Oh
sides.
boy.
Overtime.
It has been really Jet versus Jet in this map. It's been just high octane, classic FPS action.
Oh yeah.
Click the head, or maybe the
Win
body
the
if you have an up. Yep, I like it. I like it a lot. At the same time, strategically speaking, The strategy is to click him in the head. That's what I'm saying.
True. Honestly, I like how you pointed that out because it felt very calm and collected for the before overtime, and then overtime happened, then bam, let's just meet at A, and then let's see who just wins this 5v5. That's basically what's happening right now. Vera's gonna enter the site, gonna fly across the platform, but a different strategy in mind. Crazy Guy is gonna get that trade as well. 1 for 1, and now the calm before the storm. A little bit of a pause here, Raph.
It is. Is this enough, though, for teams to reset? Is this actually enough for Alter Ego to maybe bite on the fake? It's Chud on the other side of the map with an operator, and there could be a poor soul to face check him. But like you said, they point towards A. They really want to duke it out. It is only 56 seconds left on the clock and ticking, so they have to gather this information as quickly as possible and close the gaps. And that's a really clever angle by Chud here. So far, KK biding their time. This could be the biggest difference here. As things were spiraling out of control, the sense of order could be what makes the game for Kimmy Kittens.
Yep, they're really not leaving the site at all. Very incredibly patient. Beautiful scan, but no follow-up. They just have an idea.
No way.
Sayu taking advantage of the chaos, even making and landing a triple coming from tower. Just the only one left here. And this is the first time that Kimmy Kittens in this overtime that they did not win their attacking side.
10
This
seconds
could
left.
be the dagger or straw that breaks the camel's back, or say the job
Unless-
equalizes. Come on now. No way, right? There's only 1 second
There's no
left.
way.
Don't peek. Oh, he's too far.
That could have been a heartbreaker. That could have been the clutch. But just as you said, too far away for the last target. No time to plan at all.
Enemy.
You have to consider saying, "Oh no," there.
Enemy
Oh, well,
remaining.
that's okay. He's too far.
But that's the thing, right? That's the first time that Kimmy Kittens hasn't won their attacking half. So this could spell disaster for KK, and Alter Ego take this map for themselves.
One suppressed.
One more round is what separates this team from taking it and snatching it from the jaws of defeat. KK, we talked about this, I believe, at 11 and 7. They don't want to let such a monstrous lead slip away from them, and currently it's happening. But hey, they still have a lot to answer with. The operator this time on Vera's hands has done a lot of the heavy lifting for them, at least on this defense. But like you said, the attacking side has been much more potent on this overtime scenario.
Yeah, and I like the switch of strategies too, right? This overtime is a test of how deep your strat book is going to go. The first time that we've seen a bit of a default, but they go back to A main, where it all starts. That is a good bait coming from the side of Adrian King. Now they're forced to keep it at B. But Naki is gonna fall down. Crazy Guy though,
Wow.
he's gonna get taken down by Shud. But this is them trying to retract. Vera with a beautiful op shot. Gonna keep things competitive, gonna keep things close.
What do they have in the pockets to keep this, or at least keep KK at bay? Maybe get their claws stuck somewhere else, but this is going to come down to a raw crossfire. Chud has to guess.
Should. Felt like that was a beautiful peek. Vera now going to be a walking turret at this point. There's a lot of flow. Styron though, able to get that scan. And as well as Sayu with a triple. Now it's all up to Ja to clutch this out. A little bit of deja vu coming from A main, but there's not a lot of time here. The tracking, Adrian King solidifies this round, and Alter Ego snatches the map away.
If Tejo loses, if KK loses because of this Tejo pick, I don't know. But I mean, they have like a second life, and if they really want to turn up with it and like have faith in it, go ahead. It was doing pretty okay. Now we have a change of pilot here. It's Crazy Guy on it instead of Styron, which is fine. But at the same time, maybe they could have gone for comfort picks, because this is essentially do or die for the series.
Yeah, whoever, if it's going to be a 2-0 by Alter Ego, Kimmy Kittens will drop down to the lower bracket, and they will have to face Z11. Fight to the death. for tomorrow, I believe. But of course, we are expecting this to go 2-1. We're expecting this to go to bind, but we'll have to see as this is the beginning. Alter Ego going to be starting on attacking. Kimmy Kittens, meanwhile, on defense. Just as you said, they still got this Tejo.
Maybe Haven is going to be the map where it really will shine. It's not as wide as Abyss. But like we said, right? It does need a lot of reps for it to really realize itself. KK, sure, that's 2 maps in a row, but Alter Ego looking unfazed from that banger of an opener.
Absolutely. Already starting things pretty fiery, as that's a tag already onto Crazy Guy. Wayne's still going to try to get the trade down. That has been the dance between these two teams. The Spike's going to head on over to C. It's going to be Should still lying and waiting, setting the trap, hearing the footsteps. As soon as Vera looks away, guess what? I'll get 2, maybe even 3. But the backstabber became the backstabby. But it's still a 3v1 scenario. It's going to be tough for Ja here to hold on towards against 3 members, unless he's able to try to clutch things out. As soon as he jumps, though, Sayo finds his head, and Alter Ego is going to start things spicy.
Keep them in our
Alter
sight.
Ego this time, taking the initiative of grabbing the lead. But if anything, it hasn't really been indicative of who's going to have like a major lead of the matchup. But I feel like I'm doubling back on that because the full set C11 matchup was like, okay, win pistol snowball like crazy on the bonus. It wasn't so apparent for Alter Ego and KK. But those bonus rounds were relatively expensive. In fact, I feel like those bonus rounds in general have been getting more expensive as time passes.
Oh, yeah. Especially in such a high-pressure sort of situation. Vera, in an off angle here, will get spotted by a camera, and he has no escape whatsoever, but just to take lots of bullets to the face as Nakia spots him out.
Say it's a bit of a dance, a bit of macabre for some of these teams. KK still doing their best to do a bit of damage here. I feel like that was also really expensive because his utility, it really shines more in gun rounds. Sure, there's potential in on the pistols and the ecos, but I feel like the execution barrier for him, despite him being a simple like agent, it's pretty high. Like if you really look at it at a macro perspective.
I agree. It's
don't.
yeah. Yeah, there is a lot of zoning potential, scouting potential, just trying to flesh out positioning. But you're right, it's just really very hard to sort of contribute. And Should come from Link, but I think they're ready for this positioning. Starion finds Should there. Nonetheless, Alter Ego pretty comfortable about this post plan.
Play for exits at this point, and Alter Ego, maybe they have the read here. Does look like they're not gonna have a problem with securing the weapons with and whatnot. Ow, I bit my tongue. But Should
It
will
happens.
not. It does. But like I said, Should won't be too much of a sacrifice. Apparently, they did gather how KK would hold that link. There was a high-low from stairs and onto the little box there on A-Link. It should be relevant later on in the game when they want to take control of that on the attack or late on alert. KK now, they have real firepower to contend with, but they still have to respect the Guardians and the Bulldogs on the side of Alter Ego.
Especially in long-range situations, they're ready to get the smoke down at least. But there is going to be that tripwire. The dash is going to come in. Safety inside the cage. I go in. I'm paranoid. And Ja was going to wait patiently. He wants to cross and gets the frag onto Adrian King. But Sai is able to get the trade down at least. -2 already for both ends. And Spike hasn't even been planted yet. And KK is able to prevent this.
No way.
Should with a big wraparound from spawn. I don't think anyone's going to be expecting this at all. Of course, you're not going to look to your right. Never.
Well, now they will.
Now they will after that. Yeah.
A lot of poisonous thoughts being implanted here by the Lurks. And Vera not landing the shot here. I think that should be a weapon picked up. No, they didn't bother risking it. But again, Alter Ego setting themselves up for a pretty difficult crossfire to deal with. And it's all up to Styron.
That sucks.
Never mind. Knock it too quick. And Alter Ego 3-0. Wow.
Yeah, that was huge from Should. Wrapping around, usually you go from Link to B for that backstab, but no, I'm gonna go the long way here because this is the spot where you're gonna least expect me. Usually, maybe you're gonna see an Omen from time to time. No, surprise, it's going to be me, a Cypher, and it does feel like they're gonna be a bit, paranoid now moving forward.
That's a very valid thing to think about. I mean, like I said, the information that they gathered from the Chudlurk would be vital. I just didn't think it'd happen that soon.
Blocking sight.
True, it was just happening all too fast. Nakia can dash right in. Beautiful flash,
Whoa.
equaling into a kill. Now we have Should, very, very patient, staying on spawn in case for someone to cross and flank.
You're gonna be a bit more wary of that. But these pistols just not gonna help their cause.
Yeah, it's going to be a tall order. Let's see if Styron is able to upgrade the weapons, maybe, but Adrian's pretty much already there, waiting for somebody to pick that up. Here comes Sayu with the drone, spotting out the one. Doesn't necessarily see the second player, so they have to be wary. They're very patient. They're not pushing their luck. They just really are focused on holding the sight down. And that is it. No time whatsoever. And that should signal to run away.
Well, they will fall to the spike. They won't risk any of the orbs falling into the hands of Alter Ego, as this should be a timeout. I think this should be a timeout
Absolutely.
on KK side. It's 4-0. Just don't risk it. I mean, I keep saying this. Yes, this is the weak side of the map, but I don't think it should be an excuse to say, yeah, we're struggling to play. I just feel like there's a lot being left on the table here when you pick up the
This should do. This goes here.
Teho. But it's also because I feel like this agent needs just a little bit more time to actualize into strategies and whatnot, because you still do need, aside from the execution, just the heads up plays, just comfortability. And there's not that many officials in a year, or at least across the year, that you're willing to risk a few games for it.
I think I get you. It's the value of the Asova in Haven has been tried and tested many, many times. The scan has been incredibly important. I mean, there is that drone to sort of help you towards these sites, but I don't know. I do see what you mean. It's just so much faster to get that scan on the board, and we'll have to see though if we're able to penetrate through this. It is Ja on top of Heaven, getting that scan, that tag on towards the tripwire. Ja's gonna be a bit more patient here. Trying to step to teleport right in to get more space. Has gotten destroys Crazy Guy, and it's 1-4-1. Should again with a killer lurk. I'm excited to see this happen.
I really won't be surprised if one more pick would force KK to back off just to save the op here, but I don't want to see that happen. It does look like it's gonna materialize. Ooh.
Oh, it's absolutely scary. Maybe it's gonna happen now. Look at Should. Beautiful flank again. A lurk is happening as Wayne gets a trade. Josh trying to make things happen as well. And this, oh my gosh, they're tracking each other. But at the end of the day, KK is able to break that in an expensive round, but it's a win nonetheless.
I can't believe Alter Ego dropped that, actually. It looks so
true.
easy, I think. What would be the word? Or accessible. They made it so accessible with a massive lurk, but then maybe that prompted an overheat. I think this is one of those times where okay, we're up 4. We can keep pushing it. We can keep pushing it. But then you also have to respond that KK is okay, well, we're gonna obviously be a bit more aware of that. It's happened twice. It's happened 3 times. Alter Ego burn. Or actually, no, it's KK burning a timeout. They're still worried that the round they won was off the back of a 1v1.
Yeah, that was a bit too close, right? We talked about how expensive it is. I think it could be a timeout. If I were to take a gander, it could be about Should's lurk. I feel like even though it doesn't really show in the numbers, Should is incredibly impactful in a lot of these succeeding rounds, really.
That's true. He is also such a ballsy player, man. I mean, those lurks, they're honestly like so scary to do, but the confidence in his reads and or the call that's being made is just so present. At the same time, you can tell when he's swinging, he doesn't mind risking the off angle or like the super wide peak, which makes him so dangerous. But again, there's also cons to that. That means he's vulnerable to double swings and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's just a reminder. Okay, somewhat. Maybe Siren, you are
Blocking sight.
on duty to watch out for Should. But this is gonna be a fast one here. Raph, they're going right in. Nakia, you don't know that somebody's gonna be at the bottom of platform. Shoulds there for the trade as well. Here comes the neural theft. Here comes the scans. The Jaw is just trapped inside the darkness, and he is going to fall alongside Styron. Now they have control of the site.
Spike
On
plant.
hollowed ground, apparently. Alter Ego, speed up, throw KK off of that rhythm. And, you know, getting your opponent uncomfortable is such a big thing. Now Alter Ego, looking to stay away from any would-be lurkers. They're not really hunting for these final few kills. They still don't know that Vera has an op in hand. Or, they do, but they didn't know where it was positioned. So at least there's a bit of a guessing game for KK. A little
True.
bit.
Yeah, for
This
the
Teho pick
next
is not
round.
working.
Yeah, again, the strength of Teho is always maximized on post-plant positions. I feel like for good pick by Vera. But yeah, I feel like post-plant attacking side later on, I feel
I
like
got your
that's
back.
where
Just
Teo's gonna truly shine. But for now, a little bit of fidgeting again. Yeah.
I like it. I like Haven being used as like a map to explore comps. I mean, we've been getting a bit more unconventional with teams. You know, running the Yoru ISO. I like that
That's
one
true.
a lot. Am I a big fan of Teho? Obviously not, right? Because I've been like talking about it for like the
Not
last
right
30
now.
minutes. Not right now. But
I feel like at the very beginning of the group stage, you always had this, you know, skepticism, a very understandable skepticism on the tail pick. It works like maybe Fracture, maybe Nakia though, able to spot out the one, decides to go the other way. And here comes Armageddon, a beautiful angle just to block out a lot of these entrances as Gon is on backside, being that sole guardian. Nakia getting a kill for himself. And it's -2. After a split second, things just go awry for Kimmy Kittens.
man, that Armageddon did so much. Okay, I'm gonna stop. But that actually kind of opened my eyes. I realized that Armageddon is not as fast.
Yeah.
Especially with the rollout. So I feel like one thing that teams haven't been using is to use that like a creeping barrage where you angle it for your entry and you walk just right behind it, because realistically, if you're a defender and you see those things come out from the ground, you're gonna try and survive first instead of taking the duel, or it has to be a choice. You take the duel, maybe you win, but then get blown up. Maybe that's gonna be something a bit more commonplace in the future, but for now, it does feel like it's a slippery slope. There is a lot of potential in this agent. It just needs to take a while to cook.
Yeah, that's true. It will definitely take a while for a lot of teams to get used to timings, to sort of maximize the defense of Teho a bit more. There's just a lot of possible combinations considering that Teho is an off initiator. Paired alongside your usual, sir. Your Sovas, your Breach, your Skies as well. There's just a lot of iterations for sure that's yet to be perfected. So there's definitely the growing pains. Vera feels first blood, able to escape at least as Nakia tries to fire blindly, maybe hopefully get a pick and trade. And now another frag from the operator should, with a very good trade, make that a double. And again, how is this incredibly close? Nakia even upgrades to the operator to defend this site.
Well, Wayne does have an instant teleport, or rather instant rotate if he chooses to use it. I really like the adjustment by KK there to play wide and just address the speed. Safety, but no way they get flanked, right? No way they get
No
flanked
way.
again.
No way!
Oh.
Beautiful stuff by Alter Ego. They're definitely on a roll here. Momentum is on their side, Raph.
I'm squinting. I'm seeing something I don't like. But again, Alter Ego looking to topple giants today. Bring their wits about and obviously just playing with their speeds, playing with their momentums. Obviously, there's just so many configurations for different approaches, right? And it does feel like it's a rock, paper, scissors sometimes at a macro level, but it does look like Wayne wants to tempt Fate. And the Fates do not agree with him.
Yeah, definitely not on his side at that particular instance. Should down to 5, but so far Should has been very impactful in a lot of these rounds. After trades, he gets a double, and that really creates a solid lead for AE.
You know, I am not hard lobbying against the Tejo pick. At the same time, I hope it doesn't push him away from teams using him. Because results-wise, he's not very good. At least, like, locally, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, on paper, he's still really good. I just think there has to be a right comp. There has to be a right map for him to really shine.
I agree. Oh, Nakia jumping on top of the box, but the fault line's gonna push him down towards the ground as Crazy Guy finds a frag onto God. Trying to switch weapons as Should is able to get a shot. But look at this! It's a scrappy fight! It's a meat blender! But at the end of the day, Adrian King and the rest of AE is able to make a meal out of it.
They got turned into chorizo there, like you said. Getting thrown in the grinder, getting churned out. Man, Alter Ego, they're kind of running away with this. KK, they're trying to reset as well as possible. This defense is looking really shaky. Not just at the top, but at the foundations. And they're still trying to look for some solutions to patch this up. Maybe try to lean on some classics. Go with the more fundamentals here and there. Maybe not overcomplicate the play, but Styron looking to challenge. Hopefully this isn't an overheat. Gone, he can smell blood. He is looking for that fight.
Good respect there. Able to back away, save his life. That felt really risky. Stun was getting incredibly close. Here comes the Rolling Thunder that will initiate the attack, but they're gonna get pushed out by the missiles. Saya, though, is able to take on Crazy Guy despite the zone. Wayne still being very patient underneath his own smoke. Gon finds a trade. And that is going to be a lot. -3 for the side of Kimmy Kittens. And get this retake on from the back foot once more. Should?
What a read, right? If he gets this. Oh, Vera. Please. Oh, what? Oh, my goodness. The timing on everything. That does get a second chance.
One enemy remaining.
Okay. He makes good with it. But does he know there's a breach lurking around these parts of the map?
Now it's the double lurk. I don't think Should expects this. No, yet the faster reflexes. Should is able to end that round. And now it's a 9-1. This is a snowball of a lead. And as you said, I think this could be an avalanche.
That goes there.
I'm squinting even harder now. I mean... Oh my goodness. When it rains, it pours. And cats hate water. At least most cats. KK.
True.
Looking for shade, looking for some cover on a map that should be on paper one of their better ones. But Alter Ego have done their prep work. They have scouted almost everything here. And with a beautiful stun, they could actually find Vera here. The dash is prep. This is still risky as all hell.
Should's trying to hold down the fort here. Even entering the smoke. He's gonna get punished for it. At least it's a 1-for-1. But this will signal the rest of Alter Ego to just take on B. And now Sayu has an angle on towards window. But they're not planting just yet. Now they will, and it's planted for C Link. Sayu still not stopping. Getting a
Jeez.
triple at that. These precise shots, even though he just falls down, he has done a lot of damage already. Let's see how Ja is able to recover this round. Gotten with an off angle. And he wasn't able to check. And they just fall like flies. Gon's gonna end that round and AE towards the double digits.
I'm really surprised that some of these recurring angles are getting KK. And not sure if it's a timing issue or if there's a lack of like urgency. But if we really look at the bigger picture here, that Abyss map took a lot out of KK. And no matter how we look at it, sure they had the big lead. Sure they burned a lot of timeouts. And sure, there was a small reset point here. But Alter Ego, they had momentum on their side from the end of that map. And it is just doing so well. It's crazy guy though, making good with the Armageddon as Chud gets absolutely obliterated.
Oh, Ja holding the trigger, finds one, tries to reposition, but is eliminated immediately. Now we get to see the retake now happening. Looks like they're not going to plant just yet. They want to find their targets first. They know where one is. Crazy guy's going to get taken down. And now it's boiling down to the two, Vera and Styron, to get this retake, but they decide to move over to A instead.
My goodness. Maneuverability certainly is not the friend of KK here. They have to try and scale up and maybe just crawl up towards whatever opening they can find. But God, so close!
But they're spamming, and now it's 3 bullets forced into the pistol. Knock is flying across the sky, finds the jet. Only one left, doesn't find the headshot, and now it's all to Styron. Plant still not there just yet. 33 HP for Adrian King. Now is forced to plant the spike out in the open. Is going to be seen once he gets the peek in. And Kimmy Kittens is able to seek some solace in this round before the second half.
That they do, but I feel like there's a certain point in that round where they're gonna have to talk about in the VOD room. But before we jump into that, I think there's...
Welcome back, everybody, and a bit of a plot twist here. We're looking at Alter Ego in the first half, ending it 10-2. How will Kimmy Kittens, on their map pick, by the way, be able to come back from this now that they're going to be on the attacking side? They're going to pick up the pace here, Raph. They're not stopping. And we have...
Oh my gosh.
We have them being zoned out, actually, here. There's the cage now about to expire. Vera firing shots. Forced out of position. And Sayu still surviving and trying to circle around inside the smoke. Able to survive after such a long period of time. And now they get the kills. It's swift. It's fast. It's over. And just like that, Kimmy Kittens wins the pistol round.
Very decisive stuff here by Kimmy Kittens. Hopefully a lifeline that they can really ramp up on. Alter Ego do have the choice to force buy. They have a lot to work with. But if they go for the more conservative option, then I think that's also completely valid. Now, I honestly thought, and we were talking about this a little bit backstage, sure we have Kimmy Kittens as our predictions to win. At the same time, we did not think that Haven would be this lopsided so far, but KK, they are ready to cook up a storm and maybe, just maybe, hit Alter Ego with the classic comeback.
It's a possibility. It's Valorant. We've seen it many times in the past. And it's Haven, especially on the attacking side. That's where things could really shift towards the attacking side. And now, calm before the storm. It is Vera doing its due diligence to try and check before he pulls away.
Well, that should pay dividends here, as they're not going to give away any of these weapons. A little stingier is KK now. And there has to be a sense of urgency here, Rico. This is what a tall mountain to climb, but it's been a slippery and a steep slope. But it does look like this is going to be the execute.
And the gamble really does pay off, as AE and the rest are actually on towards this A site. 30 HP onto Adrian King. Ja still trying to press the issue as the upgrade comes in. Ja trying to salvage this round. Here comes the jump peek, and it's a double swing as well. And now it's a 1v2 situation. A Bulldog versus a pistol and a rifle, half HP,
Oh,
full
this is
HP on the side of Crazy Guy. They're doing the buddy system. There's no time. They're trying to circle around, try to deny this. Crazy Guy needs to make a choice. Get the plant down, reveal your position, and that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to come from A main. Is he aware? Yes, he is. Gets the first, gets the second, and there we go. Kimmikins denies a possible thrifty.
Make peace with yourself before you pull
I
the
got
trigger.
scared.
A
I got
little bit.
really scared.
Me too.
I cannot believe Adrian King actually got away with all of the things he did there. Picked up the Vandal, gets the freebie, delays the plan just a little bit, but like you said, just a lot. And I mean a lot of confidence on the side of Crazy Guy here, who's been so reliable as an option. Sometimes the volume's not there for him, but you can always rely on him to make the correct call. And that's exactly what happened. Making it a little narrow though. But Alter Ego, they do have a bonus round to deny. Sai will eat a lot of stuns here, but God,
Got
they have
him.
to stop him.
What is happening? Crazy stuff alongside with Nakia, the buddy system. The aggressors are just forcing the rest of Kimmy Kittens to just run for the hills, not allowing them to retreat at all. AE almost at match point.
I was trying to crunch the numbers here on how often we've gotten a conversion on the bonus round today, but I look back, my audio flickers a little bit, and it's all down the drain. Alter Ego, they maintain their momentum. They force KK back onto a weaker buy here, which is telling me that KK is confident that they can bring this to overtime, but this is of the narrowest margins. It's very dangerous. This is, as you would say, playing with fire.
Yeah, very, very risky stuff. Kimmy Kittens has to hold on. Going to be a different set play. Do they know that Gon is going to be coming from top? They're going to spray them down to death. Bumps his head on top of the ceiling. Sends him towards the ground. Ja still not going to go down without a fight. Anticipating the drop from window. And Ja still 100 HP, by the way. Still trying to make things work with a sheriff alone.
Thing is, the spike is down in such an awkward position here. Ja has to fight through a little bit of utility. Doesn't go for the long wrap. 1 minute left on the clock, but Ja is turning back the clock here, looking quite vintage with how sharp the sheriff is. Chud and Sayu, once again, relying on a hard read to maybe close out this round and push them on to match point. But Ja still working this as well as he can, really burning that clock. He spots the Vandal. He could pick it up. He does.
He's on a secret mission to pick up the spike. Clutch this for Kim Kittens.
Retrieve the spike.
There is a possibility, but it's spotted out by the camera. As Should has eyes on the prize. AE is now on match point.
Match point.
Alter Ego. Of the many faces they have, the many masks on that logo,
One enemy
they
remaining.
choose to put on the fiercest one and the one that's probably closest to being a champion. Gimme Kittens, heavy favorites in this matchup, but looking a little stunned.
there.
Still from Abyss.
Yeah. This is going to be a tall order. Let's see how Kim Kittens is able to continue to survive. Gone again. I think he has been heard by Crazy Guy, and that's the reason why he was super ready for that.
Ready as always, but they have to finish off these rounds to make it at least another one to survive for. Double tripwire here. Do they expect a second one? Sure, they'll get rid of this one, but if they walk onto an unfortunate side, could be the end.
Vera gets a beautiful headshot alongside Ja with the tag team. And now Nakia with the operator. Not going to fall down just yet. Only one left. Maybe forced to just save. But he's going to get pushed by Nakia. Or sorry, by Vera. Therefore, pretty much trapped in isolation in this spot.
Oh.
And he's going to go down. Here comes the fidget. As KK gets to survive a bit more.
He's mashing.
He's mashing.
Okay.
Armageddon. Yeah, Armageddon ready for Crazy Guy for this following round, and an understandable timeout here for Alter Ego.
Yep, just looking at what the possibilities are. for both these teams here. Alter Ego expend, I believe, their first timeout of this game. KK, though, have found a rhythm here. They've been converting a lot of those swing rounds, as we like to call them. Break the economy, get that freebie, and then potentially challenge for more. Alter Ego, I believe they should have a few more buy rounds before their economy does hit a reset point. At the same time, their reliance on the hard reads does look like it's losing a little bit of its strength at the moment. They are at the cusp of a clean 2-0, Riku.
Oh yeah, they definitely feel it in their bones. They feel it in this timeout, and I guess that's a difference maker, right? Earlier, it was AE climbing from a deficit, but it was 11-7. That's a very different scenario if you look at it from KK's POV, with just a match point dangling into their heavy shoulders here.
Hope those shoulders aren't frozen at the very least, because they have to limber up. They want to make this a bit more competitive. Alter Ego, looking at the ultimates they have, they're not too far from the Rolling Thunder and the Hunter's Fury, which we've seen games won just because of their presence. Crazy Guy does have Armageddon, which you pointed out earlier. Not entirely sure if they want to use it immediately just to give them space. But 1 minute and 14 seconds left on the clock as KK are refusing to make some noise here. They're playing for control. Alter Ego looking a little anxious and a little unsure of how this is going to pan out for them. There is no trap wire for B, so that could be a timing that they're trying to anticipate and take into consideration. But the attack looks like it's going to happen on A's forefront.
Yeah, they're really wary of the possible lurk here. But you're right, holding on to the fault line. There it is. Armageddon now utilized as well. They get a kill onto Adrian King. Siren as well follows it up with a Sayu frag. And Gotten is on towards the corner. They want to stop this from happening, but Should is the only one left. It looks like we have to go through the next round, as Should will just have to save the weapon.
Discombobulated maybe is Alter Ego. Pause. Just recently came about. Maybe it's going to take some rounds for it to sink into their play. But like I said, getting a little worried on that opening on B did delay some of those trades. At the same time, great shooting on the side of KK. Walking up the side, just winning their ones. I feel like that was a problem in Abyss too. It felt like they were creating their situations, but again, where is the nightcap? Where is the period on that sentence? Where is the ender?
That's a good question. Feels like it's hard to put a period on something when Kimmikin's just going really fast. I guess is what I'd like to say. Especially with Armageddon just really setting the tone of that fight. It was just -1 immediately with a follow-up kill. And now they can basically do the same thing with Rolling Thunder now available for Styron.
What else do they have, though, to work with?
Here.
At the same time,
Here.
you have to be wary of these ecos. There have been some funky rounds with this where they kind of test their luck and try to brute force their way onto a site despite a stack being scouted out. But again, KK is not a team to run these unnecessary risks. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to use Rolling Thunder for this just to make sure nobody's onto the site or nobody's going to have a fair fight. But this drone is going to scout out an MTC. They're not going to be aware of this walk up from grass and from mid.
I don't think so. Crazy Guy even revealing his position by landing a few shots at Garage, but they're just going to jump out of there and reposition from Alter Ego. Styron slowly closing in, but they haven't locked in a site just yet. It is Nakia ready to hear information from the opposition.
I'm really surprised they committed this early when they didn't have the secure. Wait, Nakia gets discovered. He still gets one. That's more than enough.
That is a big deal. Even getting information that it is going to be a B hit. Now they're going to sprawl inside from a link as Sayu is going to get blinded just for temporarily. That's still A Rolling Thunder invested. Still available for
Beautiful.
Styron. 20 seconds on the clock. They hear the rotate. And here comes the possible flash. Oh, the rotate, though. This is the safest long plant for the side of Styron, but there is a lot of time being bought. 9 seconds on the clock. Godden has infiltrated the situation. They're able to not plant the spike and taking everything down. And the Thrifty into a match point, into a victory on this map is the biggest plot twist I've seen here onto Haven. Alter Ego is going to be happy about that one. And they send them to the lower bracket.